Okay, let's remain standing for a short prayer and meditation. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Good morning, Honorable Premier, members of the Executive Council, members of the Provincial Legislature, the Chief Whip, leaders of political parties, ladies and gentlemen, baagi ba Gauteng le baeng ba rona, ra lamogela bo botlhe, dumelang, good morning, sanbonani. Honorable members, I have an announcement. So it is with deep sadness to announce the passing of one of our former Deputy Speaker for the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, Member Uhuru Muilwa. Member Muilwa led with wisdom, compassion, and unwavering commitment to the growth and success of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature. Let us extend our sincere condolences to Member Muilwa's family, loved ones, and all who had the honor of working alongside him. May his soul rest in peace. And I'm going to request that we stand up for a moment of silence in his honor. Thank you very much. May his soul rest in peace. Let's be seated. Pardon? Oh, yeah. It has just been brought to my attention that members that are online did not stand up. I hope they did the right thing. Members are informed that immediately after the House sitting, the Financial and Fiscal Commission, the FFC, will deliver a presentation on the submission on the 2026-27 Division of Revenue. Members are therefore requested to remain in the chamber after the sitting for that presentation, and I'm informed, honorable members, that it will not take more than an hour, the presentation and the engagements. The next item on my announcements is the introduction of the new secretary to the legislature. Honorable members, I would like to announce the appointment of the new secretary to the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, Advocate Mpho Maloka. Please allow me to share a brief background about his journey and achievements. Advocate Mpho Maloka was born in Mabopane, a dusty township north of Pretoria, in Tshwane. It was formed as a result of forceful removal of black people in areas of Marabastad and Lady Selborne. He is born from a devoted Christian family, and his matriculation in 1991, or after his matriculation in 1991, he enrolled for a B.Juris degree and an LLB honors from the University of the Northwest, and later graduated in 1995 and 97, respectively. During his student years, he was a dedicated student activist, a founder member of the South African Student Movement, SASCO, and he served as its organizer in 1992 and elected as the president of the Law Student Council. As a result of his activism, he was expelled from the University of the Northwest, and he was a staunch member of the UNIBO 63. This is a group of students that were expelled from the university. Those of you who read this history will know what they were expelled for. After completion of his degree and honors, he served his articles with Huxtable and Ross attorneys and was admitted as an advocate of the High Court in December 1999. He was part of the cohort of candidate attorneys that the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development supported to be admitted and placed in government departments. A devoted, seasoned litigation specialist, he served in several multilateral negotiations teams and represented the then Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Togo Didiza, the current Speaker of the National Assembly. He represented her in Brussels and Geneva, negotiating with the EU wine and spirits negotiations. He was previously employed as a senior manager, project manager, seconded to the Special Investigations Unit, executive director and director in different government departments at local government level, provincial government level, and national government level. Currently, he was employed by the National Department of Communications as a director responsible for the legal team responsible for the spectrum auction, managing and coordinating litigation against the Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies. He also played oversight over legal services of entities reporting to the Minister like the SABC, ICASA, CETA, Centec, BBI, SAPO, and Postbank. That is the new Secretary of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature. Under members' announcement, Member Ali has an announcement. Oh, yes.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I know I'm preaching to the converted when I relay the importance of the fourth estate in South Africa's development agenda. Members of the media hold as significant a role as members of this legislature, if not more so, because theirs is a job with no perks, no pomp, no pageantry of being called honorable so-and-so. No, theirs is a thankless job. There are long hours and even longer nights spent holding the executive to account and ensuring that the public is well informed so as to better participate in this here republic is seldom acknowledged, let alone rewarded. It is therefore such a bittersweet opportunity that I have at my disposal. A moment to say thank you on behalf of our province and, dare I say, the nation at large, to a journalist extraordinaire, Matsidiso Madia. I had the privilege of knowing Tsidi. Having worked closely with her, I can say without a shadow of doubt and without fear of contradiction that Tsidi was a woman of integrity. She excelled in her craft because she was fueled by her feverish passion for this great nation. However, Madam Speaker, more than the work of her hands, I will miss her effervescent personality, her quick wit, and her contagious laughter. May her beautiful soul rest in eternal peace, and may her friends and family be comforted. Tsidi's memorial service will be taking place at 11 o'clock today. It will be live streamed because it is already oversubscribed, and I think it speaks to her character. She will be laid to rest on Thursday at 8 a.m. at the San Salvador Catholic Church in Leondale.
We also rise for Tsidi Madia for a moment of silence. And may his soul rest in peace. Thank you very much. Let's be seated. Honourable members, we have a statement by members of the Executive Council in terms of Rule 79, subsection 1, subsection 2. Honourable MEC Nkomara-Lehuko.
Madam Speaker, let me greet our Honourable Premier and the Chief Whip, members of the Executive Council, residents of Gauteng, distinguished guests. Speaker, today marks the beginning of the National Kidney Awareness Week, which is observed annually during the first week of September. It serves as a reminder of the vital function of kidneys, including maintaining fluid balance, regulating blood pressure, and filtering waste from our bodies. Often called it a silent killer, kidney diseases develop without any noticeable symptoms. It is estimated that 6 to 10% of South Africans live with some form of kidney diseases, and many people are unaware of their condition until it's too late. Honorable members, unhealthy lifestyle choices or engaging in minimal physical activities, habits, smoking, and excessive alcohol consumption contribute greatly to the decline in kidney health. Furthermore, several factors, including the rising uncontrolled diabetes in urban areas, are due to lifestyle choices and obesity, including hypertension, are common issues that many people remain ignorant of, yet they severely impact kidney health. To combat these challenges, we are continuing to implement then community-targeted interventions such as #AsibeHealthy GP Wellness campaign and corner-to-corner outreach program. According to the World Health Organization, it is recommended that a person engage in at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity or 75 minutes of rigorous intensity activity each week. This can be spread throughout the week and includes activities such as walking, cycling, or any form of exercise that raises the heart rate. It is scientifically proven that the regular physical activity significantly reduces the risk of chronic diseases, including kidney disease, diabetes, cardiovascular conditions. Integrating these activities into our daily routines is critical for the overall health and well-being. Speaker, it is important then that I use this moment to draw attention to the subject of organ and tissue donation. This is a topic that we often do not want to entertain due to religious and cultural reasons, amongst others. However, the hard reality is that there are 6,500 people that are on the waiting list for organ and tissue donations nationally. 1,100 of these are in Gauteng and are currently awaiting kidney transplants, including those undergoing workups to be listed for transplantation. So I urge all citizens of Gauteng, aged 18 and older, to consider becoming organ donors. Let us foster a culture of compassion and generosity, where giving the gift of life becomes a community norm. Each donor has a potential to save multiple lives and enhance the quality of life for many. Let us work hand in hand to raise awareness about kidney health, educate our communities about the importance of healthy lifestyle choices, and encourage them to register for organ donation. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Diabulela.
Okay, thank you very much, MEC. Honorable members, we have 5 member statements in terms of Rule 81, subsection 1. Member Muri.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I rise today to bring urgent attention to the deteriorating safety and security crisis in Eagle Nest, South Fork, and Meredale, situated within Ward 125 of the City of Johannesburg. Land under the custodianship of Gauteng Provincial Department of Roads and Transport has been unlawfully occupied with illegal foreign nationals establishing settlements that compromise both public safety and infrastructure integrity. This blatant disregard for property rights and provincial governance undermines the rule of law. Furthermore, homes in the area are being hijacked, and due to the unabated surge in criminal activity, including drug proliferation, law-abiding residents are being forced to abandon their properties and flee for their safety. Eagle Nest, once a peaceful suburb, is now plagued by fear, forced displacement, and escalating lawlessness. What is equally disturbing is the failure of the local police station, Mondio Police Station, to act on reported crimes. Residents appeal for intervention fall on deaf ears, with officers routinely failing to respond to urgent calls, but rather being seen to go and collect from the foreign nationals' shops and scrapyards that are created that site. This illegal electricity and water connections abound, creating further strain on public resources and posing serious safety risks. The City of Joburg's inability to enforce municipal bylaws has only compounded the crisis, revealing a troubling absence of coordinated governance. The Legislature cannot ignore the cries of Eagle Nest, Meredale people, I call on the MEC for Community Safety, Human Settlements, Roads and Transport to immediately launch a multi-sectoral intervention to reclaim the public land, support displaced residents, and enforce law and order. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Murray. Honorable Schneemann.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Over the past months, Gauteng has witnessed a number of incidents related to taxi violence, intolerance from sectors within the taxi industry towards the e-hailing industry, and more recently a strike organised by Santaco and Ekurhuleni. These incidents have seen vehicles being set alight, people being injured, and in instances, lives being lost. In the past weeks, an e-hailing driver lost his life in horrific circumstances during the violence which erupted in Soweto. And our thoughts and prayers remain with the family, and we again extend our sincere condolence to the family as well. In the recent strike organised by Santaco in Ekurhuleni, commuters were stranded and seriously inconvenienced, with commuters arriving late for work and in instances not getting to work at all. Some commuters spent hours walking to where they needed to get to, which left them in a vulnerable situation. The interventions in Gauteng, led by the Provincial Department of Roads and Transport, together with various law enforcement agencies, the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality, the National Department of Transport, amongst others, must be applauded and welcomed. The African National Congress calls on all transport operators in Gauteng to work together with the Provincial Department of Roads and Transport, led by MEC Diali Tlabela, in finding solutions to challenges which may arise, and they do arise at times. Through dialogue and working together, solutions can be found. We also call for tolerance and respect for all in the transport industry. Commuters have the right to choose the mode of transport they wish to use without fear of intimidation or violence. The ANC calls on law enforcement agencies to both find and bring to book those who take the law into their own hands. I thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. Honorable Mekwe.
Thank you very much and good morning. I stand on the observed protocols. I wish to table the following member statement on the significance and progress of the Usindiso Commission of Inquiry. I rise to point out the significance and progress of Usindiso of Inquiry established to investigate the tragic fire that claimed lives and exposed vulnerabilities in our city's rental and hijacked buildings. The Commission comprised two parts. Part A, which examined the circumstances of the Usindiso fire itself, and Part B, which assessed similar buildings across the Johannesburg Central Business District. The Premier has received and reviewed both reports, and following internal consultations and engagements with affected municipalities, the findings will soon be released publicly. The Commission's work has yielded critical insights into governance, accountability, and public safety. These Commission's findings not only inform provincial interventions, but broader implications for improved and tight policies and legislation on housing, public safety, and urban management. Importantly, the recommendations, when implemented correctly, will contribute positively towards addressing the crisis of hijacked buildings, a challenge that intensifies the issue of illegal and undocumented immigrants in the province. By providing clear action plans, policy guidance, and coordination mechanisms, it enables government departments to secure these buildings, regularize tenancies, and protect residents, while ensuring compliance with immigration and housing regulations. Through the Commission, the ANC-led government of provincial unity is ensuring that lessons are institutionalized to prevent future tragedies. This work exemplifies our commitment to transparency, responsible governance, and accountability. It affirms that the lives lost will not be in vain and that the province is resolute in implementing corrective measures to safeguard citizens and improve the efficiency and responsiveness of our public institutions. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mekwe. Honorable Mfikwe.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Standing up on the side protocols in the House as well. In accordance with Rule 81(1), I table the following member statement on building resilience economy for all. Honourable Speaker, I rise to reaffirm the ANC-led government, ANC Gauteng Provincial Government foundational commitment to place women's health and empowerment as an unshaken pillar on which we build a strong and inclusive economy. Our vision of a thriving Gauteng is one where women's economic empowerment and health are not an afterthought, but at the center of every policy we draft and every program we implement. This is a moral and strategic imperative for the growth and peace of our province. This commitment, Madam Speaker, is grounded in the principle articulated by our Premier, Ndate Panyaza Sufi, that women must be protected at all costs. This means not only their physical welfare, but also safeguarding of their health, their economic well-being, and their right to equal opportunity. It means creating a space where women are safe from harm, can gain quality health unimpeded, take full part on the social and economic life of Gauteng. Translating this principle to life, Premier Panyaza Lesufi has taken a bold step in our fiscal policy and instructed that 1/3 of our province's 170 billion budget be disinvested directly to women-owned businesses. This unprecedented budgeting is more than a line item. It is a groundbreaking economic strategy to shatter the walls of history and inject capital directly into the hands of women entrepreneurs, empowering them to build, develop and lead businesses that drive our provincial economy forward. Through this strong combination, Madam Speaker, of valuing health, protecting against risks, and enabling ownership of economic means, we are not simply including women, we are positively empowering them to be the core leaders of our provincial economy. This integrated approach guarantees that the resilience in building is built for everyone, building a legacy of genuine equality, prosperity for future generations. Malibongwe, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Mfikwe. Honourable Masole.
Thank you very much, Speaker. The Economic Freedom Fighters rise today to address a matter of grave concern in the city of Tshwane. It has come to light that Section 56 managers, including the city manager, were unlawfully appointed. This is not speculation, it is a matter of fact. Madam Speaker, the people of Tshwane are entitled to clarity and accountability. We therefore call on the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs to account for the following. How far along is the process to finalize the reports on these appointments? What progress has been made in addressing the unlawful filling of critical positions in the city? Madam Speaker, our communities cannot afford endless delays. They require decisive action without further postponement. The unlawful appointment of managers is not simply an administrative oversight. It has direct consequences for governance, service delivery, and the financial health of the city. Service delivery has already deteriorated, with communities facing water and electricity shortages, collapsing infrastructure, and deepening unemployment. This situation is unsustainable. Madam Speaker, good governance is not optional. It is an obligation. We therefore call on COGTA to expedite this matter in the interests of good governance. We urge the department to provide timeframes for when this matter will be resolved. By when will unlawful appointments be set aside? And by when will competent lawfully appointed leadership be put in place to restore stability and credibility in the city? The EFF does not raise this issue slightly. We do so because the people of Tshwane deserve accountable, transparent, and effective governance. Our communities cannot be subjected to a cycle of mismanagement and inaction. We therefore place on record that the EFF demands accountability, lawful governance, and the urgent restoration of proper leadership in the city of Tshwane. The residents of our province are watching, and this House must not fail them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Masoleng. Honorable members, we don't have any notice of a motion in terms of Rule 121, and we also don't have a motion without notice in terms of Rule 120. Regarding apologies, honorable members, Honorable Msimanga, Honorable Bosch, and Honorable Kingsall Chabalala are on urgent party business, and Honorable Hickling is not feeling well. We have in our midst, excuse me, Hansard stakeholders who are TUT students. Universities have partnered with Hansard for their students in this field to understand the importance of Hansard in the legislative sector. You're welcome, but I also want to remind you gently that you do not participate in the proceedings of the House. That includes taking photos. Right, honorable members, the revised order paper is being circulated to yourselves, but the House will proceed nonetheless. Will the Secretary please read the first order?
Thank you, Speaker. Introduction of the annual report of the Office of the Premier for the 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Honorable Premier.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Let me take this opportunity to extend my sincere greetings to all the MECs in the House, the Chief Whip, and the entire leadership of all political parties that are represented in the House. I also take this opportunity to warmly welcome the new Secretary of the Legislature, Mr. Maloka, and we are looking forward in working with you to ensure that this legislature represents the aspiration of our people and indeed is structured in a manner that will allow them to get access to this important institution. Thank you once again for this opportunity to share the annual report of the Office of the Premier with this august House and the people of Gauteng. In keeping with the letter and spirit of our system of democracy, this annual report is part of the mechanism of accounting to the people of our province for work done as government. This annual report represents the last financial year to deliver on the priorities of our government since 2020 to 2025, establishment of our strategic plan. It also covers the first year of the 7th administration, and it therefore reflects on the first financial year of the 7th administration term of this political office. Once more, Madam Speaker, we are proud and excited as the Office of the Premier that we have achieved a clean audit 14th time in a row to demonstrate that the Office of the Premier needs to lead by example. This clean audit is an affirmation that we need to work together with all the departments and institutions of government, including the Auditor General. I'm quite aware that we are getting this formal report from the Auditor General in the next few hours, and the MEC responsible for Treasury will be in a position to make public pronouncement on other achievements of other departments in this regard. Honorable Speaker, when we established the 7th administration, we committed ourselves to continue to be guided by the National Development Plan Vision 2030, as well as the provincial iteration of GGT 2030, and the need to establish the GT20 plan and our roadmap, as well as the adoption of what is known at the national level as a statement of intent, which is translated to the medium-term development plan. We work together with national government to ensure that we establish a plan that can be related to other government priorities at the national level. And within this particular context, we are pleased that we have aligned ourselves with all these institutions and pieces of legislation. Madam Speaker, we are proud that we represented the people of Gauteng at the National Dialogue Convention. This dialogue represented the aspirations of all South Africans to sit down and determine the path for a South Africa that we all want and the South Africa that we want to live for our children. We want to take this opportunity to thank all institutions, of government, all institutions or agencies, all foundations, as well as non-governmental organizations that have participated and represented the people of Gauteng in this front. We will, as the Gauteng provincial government, convene a Gauteng leg of national dialogue so that we can consolidate the aspiration of the people of Gauteng and go with one voice when this national dialogue unfolds in all our areas, in all our provinces. We want to urge the youth formations, women formations, sporting formations, and all other formations that will participate in ward-based discussions so that they can be in a position to consolidate their views and use this process to formulate an approach that will ensure that Gauteng's voice is heard in the national dialogue. Once more, we want to thank the Deputy President of our country, who has been coordinating an interministerial committee and involving all the provinces on this matter. We will make our contribution and coordinate our leg and ensure that Gauteng's participation is not only meaningful, but is impactful as well. Since the establishment of the 7th administration, we committed ourselves to establish an institution that will manage a transition of dividing certain departments and also providing certain departments with the support, administrative support that was needed. We established what we call the Provincial Micro-Organizing of Government Process, PMOC, so that those departments that need to be separated can be separated smoothly, and all these departments can then follow the legal processes of being a standalone department. This was intended to make effect of the decision that we've taken, for example, to split the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development with Environment to become 2 standalone departments with their own heads of departments, CFOs, and their own budgets. Today, these departments will be, for the last time, present a single report, and thereafter they will stand as 2 different departments with their own identity, with their own budget, signaling the end of one department and the beginning of 2 focused departments that will provide support to our institutions. To our constituencies. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the 2 MECs for the support role that they've played, but also thank the labor movement and staff who have contributed in the separation of these 2 departments and provided the necessary cooperation that was needed to surgically separate these Siamese twins, with one department having their own HODs and another department having their own identity. We've also taken a decision to migrate community safety to the Office of the Premier as part of the process of joining other departments that have prioritized this important department within the province. The same is done by the the Office of the Premier and KZN, who have also taken a decision to migrate community safety to the Office of the Premier. I'm proud that the 2 executives of KZN and the executive of Gauteng will meet next week as part of the benchmarking processes to ensure that we can work together, exchange ideas, and do things in a manner that will enhance the constituencies and the citizens that we represent. We have also migrated the skills development from the Department of Education to the Office of the Premier, and have also strengthened legal services, communication, and infrastructure coordination so that the departments can be in a position to focus on their core mandates and not be disturbed by issues of infrastructure or related matters. Within this context, we have also migrated the Gauteng Infrastructure Financing Agency from the Department of Treasury to the Department of Infrastructure Development, so that this agency can be the pathway for us to unleash future infrastructure benefits for our province. As part of unleashing our economic support, we have identified infrastructure development as a key tool that will allow us to create jobs and opportunities for our people. Hence, our resolution to migrate this important agency to the Department of Infrastructure Development. We are now concluding the final touch-ups to also finalize what we have termed as New Gauteng Kopanong Center that will assist us to migrate government offices and consolidate the CBD area to be a CBD that is livable, a CBD that will indeed improve the lives of our people and where people can also have enjoyment. We are determined to change the look and feel of the Johannesburg CBD and other CBDs that we've identified as strategic to assist us to work on matters that will enhance job opportunities and also contribute to economic growth. It's within this context that our special economic zones across the province have received the necessary support from national government, and the MEC responsible for this responsibility will be in a position to give you full details as we move towards the establishment of the last leg of special economic zones in our province. This also includes the urgent need to implement the Township Economic Development Act and ensure that all our township businesses and SMMEs benefit out of the massive investment that will come from government. We want to assure the SMMEs in our province that we are not going to postpone any longer this important piece of legislation so that our township can be developed and can be changed to be areas of economic activities and benefit our people. We are proud that we are entering the last stage of the commitment that we have made to dismantle and remove e-tolls from our roads in our province. We are also proud that we are now clear of any form of load shedding in our province, thanks to the Department of Electricity and Energy nationally that have ensured this economic dragging tool of load shedding is no longer available in our province. We are also proud of the systems that we've introduced to combat crime, vandalism in our province, but most importantly, confronting those that have made it their terrain to commit crime in our province. The systems that we have developed have now assisted us to identify these criminals as quickly as possible. For an example, yesterday, a group of criminals went on a cash heist in Don Park. Within 2 hours, we arrested them because of the system that we've introduced to identify criminals in our province. This is a commitment to ensure that we clear crime in our province and defeat those that marched to my office to claim that we are sleeping on our jobs in dealing with matters of crime. Our commitment to fight crime remains an epic priority that we are not going to compromise on, and we are proud that we are also having an acting HOD that is working on this matter. Honourable members, as the EPIC's office in the Gauteng provincial government, the Office of the Premier is tasked with leading, overseeing, and facilitating the delivery of key provincial priorities. This includes that all departments within GPG align their efforts to meet their targets set for the final quarter of 2024-2025. 3 days ago, all the MECs, and I want to emphasize this, all the MECs without exception have now finally signed their performance agreements and performance targets, and tomorrow through a press briefing, we'll make all these performance targets and the performance agreement public for members of society to monitor the work of all our MECs. These are the commitments that we made as part of our commitment to Vision 2030, as part of our commitment through the manifesto for the ruling party, and also incorporating the agreement that we've reached with all other political parties that are part of our government of provincial unity, and also the targets that have been assigned through the medium-term development plan. With the signing of this performance agreement by all our MECs, we are now ready to work. We are also ready to ensure that we deliver services to the people of Gauteng. Once more, I want to thank all the MECs for the work that they've done, the HODs, the advisors, and the DG in the office of the Office of the Premier. But most importantly, I want to thank the citizens of our province for understanding the work that we have done thus far. The only task that remains, and we want to assure the people of Gauteng that we are not going to fail is to ensure that the G20 remain successful and we can deliver on this mandate successfully. As I sit down, I want to thank all the teams of Gauteng, Sekhukhune United, Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, and Kaizer Chiefs, Love and Peace, Love and Peace, for sending a strong message that indeed Gauteng is the home of champions. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Will the Secretary please read the second order?
Thank you, Speaker. Introduction of the annual report of the Department of Community Safety for the 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Honorable Premier.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge you, the Deputy Speaker, members of the House, members of the Executive Council, and members of the mayoral committees responsible for safety that are present here. I also want to acknowledge the presence of our Gauteng Provincial Commissioner, Deputy Provincial Commissioner, and District Commissioners that are present here. Let me acknowledge and appreciate the presence of Chief of Metro Departments, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an honor to stand before this august House today to table the annual report of the Gauteng Department of Community Safety for the period of 2024-2025 financial year. As a starting point, let me begin by reflecting on the significance of September as the Heritage Month. This is the time when South Africans come together to celebrate the richness of our diverse cultures, traditions, and history. It is also a reminder of our collective responsibility to preserve our heritage by building safer, more secure communities where every person can live with dignity, respect, and freedom. It is also the birthday month of myself and those that have been part of our holidays in December, and then they are made to come to be born on the month of September if you have to change. If you have to check the 9-month period. So we are products of happiness, if I can put it that way. It is against this backdrop that we continue to enhance our safety and security infrastructure in our province. Through our coordinated efforts across law enforcement agencies, innovative use of technology, and the community-focused interventions, we have continued to enhance our safety and security infrastructure. This year's achievements reflect on our collective commitments that we made to bring all law enforcement agencies under the direct command and instruction of our provincial commissioner. I want to take this opportunity to thank the MEC responsible for COCTA in our province, MEC Jacob Mamabodom Palama, and also our provincial commissioner for coordinating all efforts of ensuring that all law enforcement agencies coordinate their work under one roof and unleash the resources of the state to assist us to deal with issues of law enforcement. I'll come back on this matter later on. Honourable Speaker, the Gauteng Department of Community Safety has achieved 84% of their targets as set out into the 2024-2025 financial year. Out of the 57 planned targets, the department successfully met 48, and the breakdown is as follows. Administration achieved 46, Provincial Secretariat achieved 100%, Traffic Management achieved 89%. This is meant to ensure that all the work that needs to be done by this department are indeed done. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the department because we are part of the only 3 provinces that registered the lowest casualties during the December holidays or festive season due to traffic accidents and many accidents that were registered this period. We are doing this second year in succession, and we want to thank our partners, the Department of Roads and Transport as well, in ensuring that we don't have a highest number of casualties during the December holidays. We still need to prepare for the next round of December holidays, and we remain hopeful that we'll achieve the targets that we have set. We also want to welcome the new law enforcement agency that has been introduced in our province. Together with the RTMC, we have unleashed a new 24-hour-7 law enforcement agency that is taking care of our roads at night, that is also at the center of resolving taxi violence in our areas. It is the effect of this new unit that the taxi industry in Ekurhuleni complained that their taxis are being impounded. Will not allow taxis that are not registered to be on our roads, and we are not going to be intimidated. We are not going to be intimidated by any other individual who wants to have their taxis that are not registered. Indeed, the department must fast-track the registration of new licenses, but there's no taxi that is allowed to take a road or to take a trip in our province if it's not properly registered. And we want to thank this unit for standing firm, and we want to thank this unit for giving us the necessary support that we needed. Even though this unit has been contracted for 12 months, we are looking at the possibilities of extending this responsibility with another 12 months with additional resources that will assist us to deal with these issues. We are also proud that we have now finalized all the necessary work that is needed in ensuring that we bring all the resources of all our municipalities. I want to thank all the executive mayors who have signed through their council resolution an integrated crime-fighting document that will pool all the resources of all our municipalities, the private sector, as well as the SAPS and the provincial police under the direct command of our provincial commissioner of police. Through this work, we've strengthened the social movement against crime, and we've ensured that integrated crime and violence prevention strategy is realized in our province. Since the establishment of the pooling of resources of all these units, SAPS, provincial police, traffic wardens, private security companies, and local municipalities, we've arrested close to 1,070 most wanted criminals in our province, and we've also ensured that our schools are safe and there are patrollers in sporting events and other activities that have taken place. Last week alone, this law enforcement strategy ensured that the Scorpion rally or entertainment performance at Loftus Stadium proceeds smoothly without any major troubles because of the joint planning that we've put in this province. We are indeed proud of this work, and we want to thank all those that have contributed to the establishment of this integrated crime prevention unit. Let me take this opportunity also to thank the Community Policing Forum. A total of 145 Community Policing Forums were assessed to ensure their functionality and effectiveness in facilitating community police collaboration. 11 Community Policing Forums were evaluated to determine the operational effectiveness and to identify areas for improvement. 110 patroller teams were assessed, which included reviewing their deployment, reporting mechanisms, and responsiveness to community needs. The department also facilitated the election of CPF structures across the 5 corridors, ensuring that each and every corridor has functional CPF and our people can be in a position to report crime-related matters. We remain committed in the implementation of the Gauteng Strategic Plan on Gender-Based Violence and Femicide. The fight against gender-based violence and femicide continues to be one of the greatest challenges facing our nation. And as a province, we cannot afford to rest until every woman, every child, and vulnerable persons are safe in their homes, at school, and in their workplaces and public spaces. Over the years, the Gauteng provincial government has intensified its fight against the scourge of gender-based violence and femicide to encourage reporting and to prevent secondary victimization of survivors. We are proud that our Green Door campaign is now receiving more support in terms of people volunteering to ensure that they support this campaign. To date, 38 additional door sites were rolled out, providing critical support to survivors in areas without police station or within close proximity to police stations. We've identified and dealt with 1,246 GBVF cases, which were tracked and to ensure that the criminal justice system does not fail these victims. We are also proud that our work in ensuring that ICA-led clients get the necessary support and are given the necessary resources to execute their work or to welcome those that are survivors of GBF has been strengthened. We are also proud that 145 law enforcement officials were trained in GBF-related matters so that they can be in a position to enhance their interpersonal skills and follow correct protocols when supporting survivors of GBVF. We have also placed strong emphasis on the economic empowerment of survivors. Thus far, 125 survivors attended skills development programs so that they can stand on their own rather than rely on their boyfriends or husbands that are continuing to harass them. 17 of our women received mobile hair salon starter packs valued at 8,000 each, and 50 survivors, both male and female, attended the Microsoft Skills Training Program to ensure that the survivors can stand on their own and be empowered economically so that they don't return to the vultures that have made things difficult for them. We also continue to fight against drinking and driving in our province. Chief Whip. We also continue to fight against drinking and driving in our province.
He's looking at the example of sobriety.
I was having discussions with the MEC responsible for health in our province with a member statement, that executive statement that is presented. It's quite clear that alcohol plays a key role in some of the challenges that we are facing in our country. And then we need to be frank and honest with this matter. We cannot be intimidated by those that are producing alcohol in our country under the disguise that it creates jobs and opportunities. We don't dispute that element. But the social effect of alcohol in our province, it's something that we must openly discuss at one stage and embrace and accept that is a challenge that we need to defeat. So the department conducted 2,515 drunk driving operations. Of this, 2,597 motorists were arrested for drinking under the influence of alcohol. 18,480 speed operations across the province were detected, and 870 speedsters were arrested and detained at various police stations in our province. We are also proud that we are one of the sites that's going to introduce ARTO to ensure that those that are driving recklessly, their points are deducted and their license nullified. Thus far, we've issued close to 3,654 ARTO notices, and we've also issued 2,093 J534 notices, as well as 236 GP 460 notices. We mean business when we say we need our roads to be safe and to ensure that by the time we welcome international guests in our roads are in a better conditions. And we want to use technology as part of the tool of fighting crime, and we are proud, for the very, very first time in the history of our province, almost 36 townships have received new CCTV surveillance systems, ensuring that we know what is happening in some of our townships, especially those that have high record of hijackings. There are some townships that we know, if a car is hijacked, it's either it goes to these townships, and we have installed CCTV cameras so that we can stop this as soon as possible. And we are proud that our e-panic button has also won a continental award, and is going to be unrolled to ensure that people can press the panic button if they need assistance. We've also strengthened the fight against crime with the establishment of an air wing support that have played a major role in robberies, in preventing robberies and also assisting law enforcement agencies in fighting those that have committed crime. The successes of this A wing during this year under review is as follows. They recovered 118 firearms, they recovered 164 stolen cars, and they've managed to arrest 799 suspects that committed crime. So, Madam Speaker, as I conclude, we want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Masuku and the entire Portfolio Committee for their continued support and guidance that they've provided. We also want to take this opportunity to thank the executive mayors of all municipalities for the signing of the agreement, as well as the head of police that are coming from all our municipalities. I want to thank members of the Executive Council for their continued support and coordination of this important task. But most importantly, we want to thank all the policemen, the wardens, and our traffic officials that continue to do their work in our province. We can indeed reiterate a safer Gauteng will emerge, and Gauteng that all of us will be proud of, and a Gauteng that will eliminate crime will one day rise so that all of us can appreciate the beauty of our country and our province without fear of being mugged or our cell phone being snatched from us. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Truly appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Will the Secretary please read the third order?
Thank you, Speaker. Introduction of the annual report of the Department of Economic Development, including its entities for the 2024-2025 financial year. Gauteng Gambling Board Annual Report 2024-2025 financial year. Gauteng Tourism Authority Annual Report for 2024-2025 financial year. Gauteng Growth and Development Agency Annual Report 2024-2025 financial year. Cradle of Humankind World Heritage Site and Dinukeng Projects Annual Report for 2024-2025. Gauteng Enterprise Propeller Annual Report for 2024-2025. Tshwane Automotive Special Economic Zone Annual Report 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Honorable MEC Mamabolo. Sorry, Maib.
Economic development. Thank you very much. The Honorable Speaker, Honorable Premier, colleagues in the Executive Council, Honorable members in the House, senior government department officials. It is an honor to stand before this House to table the 2024-2025 annual report of the Gauteng Department of Economic Development and its entities. The report shows that once again the department and the Gauteng Liquor Board have received a clean audit. The entities also received clean audits outcomes with the exception of the Innovation Hub and the Tourism Authority, but they received unqualified audit outcomes. This report marks the fifth and final annual report of the sixth administration, giving us an opportunity to reflect on our achievements and to ensure a smooth transition to the seventh administration. During the past financial year, the department and the entities remained committed to completing ongoing programs whilst laying the groundwork for new initiatives aligned to the priorities of the seventh administration. Our focus was on delivering meaningful and sustainable benefits to the people of Gauteng. The Gauteng Enterprise Propeller continued supporting township-based SMMEs and cooperatives, particularly those owned by young people, women, and people living with disabilities, through loans, grants, and business development support. Gauteng Growth and Development Agency facilitated investment in priority sectors, boosting both domestic and foreign direct investment and increasing Gauteng GDP contribution. The Tshwane Automotive Special Economic Zone anchored industrial development in the northern Development Corridor, while also fostering a social compact with township communities for inclusive participation. The Gauteng Tourism Authority strengthened the province's visibility in global markets, attracting more international and domestic tourists and promoting new events and airline routes. The cradle of humankind and Nukeng increased visitor numbers and spending, creating jobs and supporting local economic growth. The Gauteng Gambling Board ensured responsible gambling operations whilst administering the Sports Development Fund. And the Gauteng Liquor Board maintained ethical business practices, maximized benefits, and mitigated the negative impacts of liquor in society. Our department advanced intergovernmental relations, promoting coordinated governance across national, provincial, and local spheres through the following strategic forums, including the MEC, MMC's joint political IGR forums, alignment and oversight of key initiatives such as SCZ operations, township interventions, and the Gauteng Investment Conference, Spaza Shop registration drive, recording about 17,617 applications, improving public health, regulatory compliance, and economic participation. The intra-group IGR forum enhanced synergy between the department and entities, improving planning, implementation, and cross-entity collaboration. Madam Speaker, throughout 2024-2025, the department demonstrated commitment to inclusive economic growth, social justice, and sustainable development. We empowered youth, women, people living with disabilities, and the LGBTQIA+ communities while maintaining responsible financial management and good governance. As we transition into the 7th administration, I'm confident that the foundations we have laid will continue to deliver transformative outcomes for the people of Gauteng. In compliance with Section 40 of the Public Finance Management Act 1 of 1999, as amended by Act 29 of 1999, I hereby table the annual report of the Gauteng Department of Economic Development and its entities for 2024-2025 for consideration by the House. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC Maile. Will the Secretary please read the 4th order?
Thank you, Speaker. Introduction of the annual report of the Department of Roads and, introduction of the annual report of the Department of Infrastructure Development, including its entities for the 2024-2025 financial year. Gauteng Infrastructure Financing Agency Annual Report, 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. MEC Mamabolo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me greet the Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Premier, members of the Executive Council, one and only Chief Whip of the majority party, leaders of political parties, the honorable members, all councillors, MMCs, senior officials of the department, led by our accounting officer, the new HOD, and of course, the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Very briefly, Madam Speaker, to beat the standard set by MSc of Finance, I'll be very brief. The 2024-2025 financial year marks the end of the 7th administration and a pivotal, the first year of the 7th administration and a pivotal moment in the life of the Department of Infrastructure Development. This annual report is definitely more than a statutory requirement. It is a candid reflection of where we stand as a department, the steps we have taken to strengthen our institutional foundation, and the bold interventions we are undertaking to reposition DID as a central driver of service delivery and economic growth in our province. Today, we take this opportunity of tabling the annual report to clearly state our overarching message, which we wish to convey, is that in the past we have worked hard in getting the fundamentals right, building internal capacity and embedding turnaround interventions that will define the path ahead. I must say, together with the entire team in DID, we are very proud that with the people-centered service delivery mechanisms and project management capabilities we have built over the last year, we have turned the corner towards better service delivery of our communities and stakeholders. Honorable members, infrastructure is not only about bricks, mortar, and steel. It is about dignity, opportunity, and transformation. It is the bedrock of service delivery and a catalyst for economic growth. When infrastructure fails, society falters. But when it succeeds, it becomes the lifeblood of communities, the backbone of public services, and the engine of economic recovery. That is why DID is at the core of the Gauteng provincial government's mission to create employment, reduce poverty, and stimulate inclusive growth. Yet we must acknowledge that our delivery processes have not always been efficient. Too often, projects regress to earlier stages, causing costly delays and depriving communities of the necessary social infrastructure. That is why, in this 7th administration, we have recommitted ourselves to mastering the fundamentals of project management as prescribed by National Policy Government of Infrastructure Delivery Management System. Honorable members, mastering the fundamentals means ensuring that every project follows a disciplined linear path from design to construction to the eventual disposal of assets. It means strict adherence to tools such as our celebrated project readiness metrics, the deployment of smart technologies, and the automation of delivery processes. We are very grateful that under the stewardship and leadership of our Premier, Honorable Panyaza Lesufi, the department has entered a new strategic chapter of realignment of DID, the Gauteng Infrastructure Financing Agency, together with COCTA, falling under one single executive authority. This alignment is certainly not cosmetic. It is strategic. It harmonizes mandates, leverages institutional strength, and positions infrastructure and urban development at the center of our province's socio-economic transformation agenda. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate GIFA for its excellent achievements and for the great work it is doing, including its consistent compliance with the fundamentals of the Public Finance Management Act and consistently making sure that it receives excellent audit outcomes. And to that extent, we reassure the House that GIFA will continue to excel in its core business of mobilizing alternative sources of finance, blended finance, and to make sure that it can augment the purse, the public purse, and of course now we have repositioned GIFA to support our municipalities. Let me say to the honorable members, we are looking forward to the debate, and we hope when the debate comes, honorable members in this portfolio committee, especially those doubting Thomases that are permanently doubting whether we have turned the corner or not, this time they will rise to the occasion as Honorable chairperson of the committee always does, Honorable Ndlovu, and the members of this side of the House. Let me leave it here and spare you more time as part of our good gesture to help the Madam Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC Mamabolo. Secretary, could you please read the 5th order?
Thank you, Speaker. Introduction of the annual report of the Department of Roads and Transport, including entities for the 2024-2025 financial year. Gautrain Management Agency annual report for the 2024-2025 financial year. Transport Authority for Gauteng annual report for 2024-2025. Thank you.
For him to settle. Deputy Chair of Chairs, I was waiting for you to settle.
Yes, MEC Yalet.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chair of Chairs, and good morning to colleagues in the House and stakeholders that are here. I think I'll beat the two MECs to it. Deputy Chair of Chairs, as I rise to introduce and table 2024-2025 annual report of the Department of Roads and Transport and all its entities. This is a report that is more than numbers. It is a delivery. They are all delivery actions aligned with the seventh administration priorities. It reflects our determination to build an inclusive economy, create jobs, empower youth and women, and ensure that transport is an enabler of safety, growth, and dignity. During the year under review, Deputy Chair of Chairs, we delivered projects that improve mobility, strengthen safety, and open opportunities, and such as K174 in the Val, Deputy Chair of Chairs, where you come from, and this was completed on time, unlocking growth in that corridor. P175, the bridge on Potchefstroom Road, was repaired and reopened, while the bridge 1031 on the Golden Highway was restored. We rehabilitated D613 Surman Road in Hammanskraal and invested heavily in maintenance of over 164,000 square meters of patching, potholes, 226,000 square meters of resealing and improvements to more than 2,600 kilometers of gravel roads. In total, 5.638 kilometers of the provincial road network was maintained. Importantly, 20 emerging contractors participated in our contract development program, ensuring that our investments empower local businesses. When we build roads, we are not just laying tar, we are laying the foundation for jobs, safety, and economic growth. Honorable members and Deputy Chair of Chairs, our work is not only about infrastructure, but also about the people of Gauteng. And this we have witnessed through our EPWP program initiative that was able to employ around 5,800 people. Of those, 3.3 were young people from different townships here in Gauteng, and 2.1 were women from our province. Every kilometer we build, every bridge we repair must translate into a job, a skill, and a better life for the people of Gauteng. We continued to modernize services and improve efficiency. More than 2.1 million vehicle licenses were registered and 5 million were renewed. Over 400,000 learner licenses applications were processed, with nearly 207,000 new driver licenses issued. 98% of the subsidized bus fleet is now electronically monitored, and more than 1 million public transport users access real-time information through our TMC. Deputy Chair of Chairs, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the DRT team for achieving clean audit for the year 2024-2025. I thought the House would clap hands for us because we have not been doing very well. And congratulate the entities for maintaining, the two entities for maintaining clean audit with one that got unqualified. We managed to also ensure 100% of service providers were paid within 30 days and 98% of invoices within 15 days. I'm proud to report 100% compliance with senior management financial disclosures. We are proving that government can deliver on time, on budget, and with accountability. Honorable Deputy Chair of Chairs, this annual report demonstrates delivery, accountability, and transformation in action. We are building safer roads, modernizing transport services, creating opportunities, and ensuring that no community is left behind. We do this guided by the priorities of the 7th administration, a province where transport is safe, efficient, inclusive, and a driver of economic growth. I thank our HODs, the CEOs of entities, dedicated teams in the department and the entities, our partners in government, different stakeholders that we work with, as well as this legislature for your oversight and support. And thank you, honorable members that serve in the committee. Deputy Chair of Chairs, it's now my honor to table the annual report for Department of Roads and Transport and its entities for the financial year 2024-2025. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, MEC Dialet-Labella. Will the Secretary please read the next order?
Thank you, Deputy Chair of Chairs. Introduction of the annual report of the Department of Economic Development. Introduction of the annual report of the e-government for the 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Honorable Dlamini, please present the department's annual report. I take it that you are online. Okay. Thank you. Please present.
Thank you, Deputy Chair of Chairs, the Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Premier, Honorable members of the Executive Council, Honorable members of this esteemed House, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to add my heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, and comrades of the late former Deputy Speaker in MEC, Uhuru Moilwa. May his soul rest in peace. And also allow me to also congratulate and welcome the new Provincial Secretary of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, Mr. Maluka. Honorable Speaker and Honorable Deputy Chair, I rise with a deep sense of duty and purpose to table the 2024-2025 annual report of the Gauteng Department of E-Government, Research and Development. This report is not merely a reflection of technical progress or expenditure. It is a statement of intent. It is evidence of our collective effort to modernize government, transform service delivery, and uphold the principles that technology must serve people, not the other way around. We are all acutely aware of the tough economic conditions facing our country and province, budget constraints, cost containment measures, and rising demands for services have required every department to adapt and innovate. Despite these pressures, the Department of E-Government has remained focused and committed to delivering a modern citizen-central public service. We have not allowed resources constrained to delay progress. Instead, we have used them as an impetus to drive efficiency, digitization, and collaboration. I am pleased to report that the department has achieved yet another unqualified audit outcome for the 2024-2025 financial year. This affirms our commitment to financial accountability, sound governance, and responsible stewardship of public resources. Our planning and execution continue to be guided by principle of transparency, value for money, and measurable impact. Given the recent celebration of the birthday of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, I am reminded of his lifelong dedication to ethical leadership, inclusive development, and the empowerment of our communities through service. His unwavering commitment to bringing government closer to the people, not through grand promises, but through practical, people-centered solutions, resonate deeply with the work we are doing in the Gauteng Department of E-Government. Our focus on expanding public Wi-Fi to teach areas, digitizing service delivery, and building a connected citizen-first provincial government reflect his belief that dignity begins with access to opportunity, to information and to basic services. As we continue to modernize our systems and reach the furthest corners of our communities, we are not only delivering on a mandate, we are walking a path that great leaders like Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi paved, one of integrity, of empowerment, and of building a society that leaves no one behind. One of our flagship programs, the Gauteng Provincial Network, continues to expand digital connectivity to government institutions and public spaces across the province. Since its inception in 2014, over 1,200 sites have been connected in the 2024-2025 financial year alone. 59 sites were connected with wide area network services, 42 sites were equipped with local area network infrastructure, 84 sites received voice over internet protocol communication services, 84 were upgraded to offer public Wi-Fi hotspot access. We also expanded permanent Wi-Fi hotspots connectivity to 6 hostels: Josh Goch GP Hostel, Denver Hostel, MBA Hostel, Marian Robert Hostel, and Retabile LTA Hostel. Residents in these hostels have access to free data, enabling job searchers, schoolwork, research, and communication. These efforts are bridging the digital divide and restoring dignity to communities long excluded from the digital economy. The department continues to expand and maintain e-services through the GPG digital platform. To date, 27 e-services have been developed. Of these, 22 were tested live environments to ensure system stability, responsiveness, and user readiness. These services provide citizens with faster, more efficient access to government, reducing queues and eliminating the need for unnecessary travel or paperwork. Our data analytics program exceeded expectations. Against an annual target of 8 projects, the department successfully executed 15 data analytics projects. These projects have enabled departments to make data-informed decisions, optimize service delivery, and identify key trends affecting communities. The department completed Phase 2 enhancement of the electronic content management system, which is designed to digitize and streamline document management processes. All 14 provincial departments have now been onboarded. Their records are being received, processed electronically, and secured and securely backed up in the Microsoft Azure cloud. This ensures both operational efficiency and long-term resilience in managing government information. In support of crime prevention efforts, the department has made significant investment in security systems. The Gauteng e-Panic button app, launched in April 2024, has been downloaded over 100,000 times. More than 51,000 emergency alerts have been received through the app, including incidents of car accidents, assault, shootings, and gender-based violence. Johannesburg recorded the highest number of activations, followed by Ekurhuleni and Tshwane. We also expanded the CCTV surveillance network. 330 new cameras were installed in townships, informal settlements, and hostels. An additional 147 cameras are being installed in Tshwane. In total, 517 CCTV cameras were installed during the medium-term strategic framework. Through our partnership with VumaCam, we now have access to 6,399 surveillance cameras. This has significantly enhanced our capacity to monitor, detect, and respond to criminal activity across high-priority areas. The department continues in its work in driving an education and skills revolution. In the 2024-25 financial year, 5,021 Gauteng provincial government employees received ICT-related training. 12,436 citizens participated in ICT skills development program. 215 previously disadvantaged ICT entrepreneurs were supported, surpassing the annual target of 200. We also continue with the Youth Tech Expo, a program launched in 2022, which brings together government, the private sector, and the NGOs to develop digital skills and reduce youth unemployment, particularly in townships, informal settlements, and hostels. The department's work is guided by the values of excellence, growth, openness, and value for money. These values are reflected in how we plan, how we spend, and how we save. We are not deploying technology for its own sake. We are deploying it to improve lives, to make government more accessible, and to empower citizens to participate meaningfully in the digital economy. Honorable Speaker, we do not claim that all is perfect. There are still obstacles to overcome and gaps to close. But what is clear, and what this report confirms, is that the department is moving in the right directions. From expanded Wi-Fi in niche areas to real-time emergency response tools to data-driven policy decisions and growing support for ICT entrepreneurs. This is not symbolic transformation. It is practical, measurable, and life-changing. We are not waiting for ideal conditions. We are delivering results now in townships, in informal settlements, in hostels, and in the digital realm. We are not simply building systems, we are building trust. We are not just installing cables, we are connecting people. We are not just creating services, we are restoring dignity. In conclusion, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the newly appointed head of department, Ms. Masabata Mutlaneng, for her leadership and commitment to excellence, the entire executive management team and staff of the department for their professionalism and dedication, and the members of the portfolio committee led by Honorable Shope, whose guidance and oversight have strengthened our performance. Together, we are working to build a digital Gauteng that is inclusive, secure, efficient, and citizen-first. I thank you.
Thank you, MEC Lamini. Will the Secretary please read the next order?
Thank you, Deputy Chair of Chairs. Introduction of the annual report of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature for the 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, please present the Legislature's annual report.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kunene, Deputy Chair of Chairs. Honorable Deputy Speaker, Nomvuyo Mhlakaza Manamela, Honorable Premier, Andrek Panyaza Lisufi, Honorable Chairperson of Committees, Dalton Adams, Honorable Deputy Chairperson of Committees, again, Honorable Kunene, Honorable Chief Whip, Lesego Makubela, leaders of represented political parties, the Integrity Commissioner, Me Koko, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, Baagi ba Gauteng, Dumelang, Sanbonani. It is an honor and a privilege to stand in this August House as I table the 2024-25 Gauteng Provincial Legislature Annual Report to the people of Gauteng. So since this is a tabling, I will merely introduce and provide a high-level snapshot of our performance across our constitutional mandates and strategic outcomes towards improving the quality of life of the people of Gauteng. The period under review coincided with the 2024 national and provincial elections, which led to the establishment of the 7th legislature. This resulted in an increase in the number of political parties from 6 to 11 and the formation of a government of provincial unity. Subsequent to this, the Gauteng Provincial Legislature developed its 7th term strategy based on the priorities of the presiding officers, spearheaded by the Speaker and supported by the MPLs and the administration. It is noteworthy that the 6th legislature closed with an impressive 92% performance on the 24-25 annual performance plan, which is an increase of 9% from the previous achievement. Our performance as an institution has consistently been characterized by substantial achievement and robust controls, as made manifest by the latest 24-25 AGSA audit findings, which have confirmed that the Gauteng Provincial Legislature has achieved yet another clean audit opinion. So the successful achievements covered all GPL strategic outcomes, including oversight work of the House and committees, lawmaking and public participation processes, implementation of the inter-legislature strategy, and provision of administrative support. Great progress was achieved with regard to how the House and its committees oversaw the work of the executive through the use of oversight tools such as the Committee Oversight and Accountability Framework, commonly known as COVAC, the Standardized Oversight, Accountability and Reporting Framework, known as SAW, the Sector Oversight Model, SOM, and other tools such as motions, questions, scrutiny of reports, petitions, and oversight visits to key service delivery sites. Other notable achievements included strengthening our administrative, governance, and fiduciary processes, such as the review of administrative governance structures to align with the FAMPLA requirements. So FAMPLA is the Financial Management of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act. This included initiating the processes to repeal the Legislature Services Act, the LSA, and establishment of the Advisory Committee to provide strategic advice to the presiding officers and the executive authority. Furthermore, all internal policies were reviewed to align with the new governance structures of the governance structures of the 7th legislative term. A total of 42 policies were actually reviewed. However, despite these outstanding achievements, and even though it appears that we are now accustomed to excellence, we do not take these achievements lightly. We constantly keep our guard up and ensure we walk the straight path of good governance, of compliance with fiduciary responsibilities, coupled with prudent performance management of the committees and the administration. Our mantra in this regard is that we can always do more to better serve the people of Gauteng. We have already embarked on the development of audit strategy to implement recommendations by the Auditor General to improve and strengthen our processes and further enhance our oversight role. Key among our areas of improvement is the continued enhancement of the resolutions management value chain, focusing on the considerations of departmental responses to House resolutions, strengthening of consequence management through the invoking of standing rules for non-compliance by the executive and departments, not adhering to the timelines for submission of responses and reports. Despite immense changes and navigating uncharted waters, the Gauteng Provincial Legislature remains firmly committed to the discharge of its constitutional mandate. Key priorities include enhancing oversight, ensuring responsive legislation, promoting public participation, and collaborating with other state organs. Through those collaboration with members, the institution will continue to foster public confidence and guide our efforts as the parliamentary term progresses. So as I conclude, Honorable Kunene, let me stress once again that despite our remarkable achievements against all odds, we aim higher still. Through the House and the work of committees, the professional, dedicated, and non-partisan administration, the Gauteng Provincial Legislature will continue learning from our deficiencies and build on our successes to make a positive contribution to the improved quality of the citizens of Gauteng. It is with those words and against that background that I hereby table the 2024-25 Annual Performance Plan to the Legislature le go batho ba Gauteng. Ke a le leboga.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The order paper has been revised and sent to your emails. You can check your emails on your legislature-issued cell phones or tablets. You remember those tablets that we gave you that look like this? You can check the order paper there. You'll find the revised one. And MEC Botha submitted an apology, so we will then skip his presentation of the annual report. We'll go back to him as soon as he arrives. For now, I will ask the Secretary to need the next order after MEC Botha, Honorable Botha.
Thank you, Deputy Chair of Chairs. Introduction of the annual report of the Gauteng Provincial Treasury for the 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Honorable Maile, please present the department's annual report.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Chair of Chairs, honorable members, colleagues in the Executive Council, and all senior government officials who are with us here today. The annual report that we are tabling in this House today shows that Gauteng Provincial Treasury has once more received a clean audit opinion from the Auditor General in the 2024-2025 financial year. This is the 13th year that this department has achieved consecutive clean audit reports, which effectively means the department has achieved clean audit consecutively since it was established, and this clearly demonstrates that Gauteng Provincial Treasury leads by example in ensuring that all provincial financial resources are managed effectively in a manner that promotes transparency, accountability, and delivery of services to the public. Honourable members, achieving a clean audit in the public sector is not easy, and maintaining it is even harder. This is because a department must consistently ensure the following: the annual financial statements are free from material misstatements, there are no findings on the annual performance report, and that there are no material findings in compliance with the key laws and regulations. Honourable members, let me briefly outline some of the highlights in the Provincial Treasury's performance. In the year under review, the department actualized the implementation of the enhanced GPG revenue strategy, and this resulted in the overall collection of own provincial revenue amounting to more than 8 billion. This is an important achievement because although own provincial revenue accounts for 5% of the overall provincial budget, but it plays a crucial role in ensuring that the department continues to fund its priorities at the time when transfers from national government are declining. We took a decisive step of honouring the installment of the provincial government portion of the e-toll debt by making the first payment of 3.8 billion to National Treasury. We reiterated our message to the public that we are committed to managing public finances in a prudent manner to ensure that payment of e-tolls debt does not negatively impact on our ability to provide resources to key priorities such as health, education, social services, and housing. In line with this commitment of sound financial management, we maintained the provincial wage bill at around 58.9%, which was below 60%, to ensure that the budget for compensation of employees does not crowd out resources required for the provision of quality public services to the people of Gauteng. As part of efforts to promote transparency and increase compliance with rules and regulations, the department continued to implement SCM compliance assessments for all 14 departments and for 8 entities. Gauteng Provincial Treasury improved internal controls, governance and risk management processes in the Gauteng Provincial Government through the implementation of internal audits and ensuring that all findings of the Auditor General were followed up through a follow-up audit. To ensure that township suppliers have access to opportunities, the department crisscrossed the province, providing local business owners with training on the central supply database, the PICAD and the electronic invoice system, weekly on how to tender. Workshops were also conducted to provide small businesses with knowledge, skills and insight on how to access opportunities in the public sector. Honourable members, we continue to monitor GPG department's compliance with the legislated 30 days payment requirements for all valid invoices submitted by ensuring that 100% of supply invoices were submitted electronically. The Gauteng Provincial Treasury also managed to pay 100% of valid invoices received within 30 days. As a contribution to the fight against youth unemployment, a multi-pronged approach to youth development through internships, partnerships was implemented during the year under review, resulting in a placement of about 95 young people in the development programs in the Department of Treasury. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank the HOD, all the senior managers, and the members of the Portfolio Committee for continuing to provide oversight and guidance on our work, and in compliance with Section 40 of the Public Finance Management Act 1 of 1999, as amended by Act 29 of 1999, I hereby table the annual report of the Gauteng Provincial Treasury. Thank you very much.
Thank you, MEC Maile. Will the Secretary please? Okay, will the Secretary please read the next order?
Thank you, Deputy Chair of Chairs. Introduction of the annual report of the Department of Social Development for the 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Mhlonishwa Mazibuko, sicela uthule i-report yakho yonyaka.
Masibonge sihlalo wehlalo. Sibingelele indlu yonkana. Sibingelela emalunga wesishayamthetho akhona namhlanje. Kanye nosositswebhu omkhulu mayingathi nasikhuluma nawe bese uyakhuluma esositswebhu thina na ukukhuluma siyalalela mhlonishwa futhi uyasifoster nothi silalele in acknowledging members of the executive and premier and honorable members the guests that we have this afternoon. Honorable Speaker, Honorable House Chair, we have the pleasure to present the annual report for the Department of Social Development for the year 2024-2025. Honorable House Chair, this annual report has been prepared in terms of the requirements of Section 41D of the PFMA and Part 3J3 of the Public Service Regulation. This report allows the department to be able to evaluate progress in fulfillment of its mandate to provide social protection in the last financial year. It also reports to the legislature and the public on the achievements and the challenges it has faced in terms of operational performance, governance, human resource, and financial management. Honorable House Chair, the department's service delivery agenda is guided by the several pieces of legislation, policies, and mandates that include the Constitution, the NDP Vision 2030, and also the MTDP as a 5-year plan towards the 7th administration. This work conducted by the department during this period was underpinned by the revision and alignment of our annual performance plan to the 7th administration and the strategic priorities, which is number 1, inclusive growth, number 2, inclusive economic growth and job creation, strategic number 2, improved living conditions, capable and ethical development and well-being and an ethical state. Honorable House Chair, the mandate of the department is broad and is also cross-cutting, centering on provisions of social protection to the vulnerable to lead government efforts in forging partnerships through which vulnerable individuals, the groups and communities become capable and self-reliant participants in their own development. The bulk of these services are actually provided in partnership with the NPOs that we fund as the department, and they are actually the ones that assist in ensuring that they reach all the vulnerable citizens of our province. The department provided financial and technical support to the NPOs to deliver on its mandate more effectively, especially in the past financial year. House Chair, during that financial year, we were able to capacitate 376 NPOs, and these trainings were done focused on the importance of good governance, legislative compliance, organizational sustainability, and their functionality. Furthermore, House Chair, in keeping with the National Department of Social Development strategic priority number 1 of inclusive growth and job creation, and the GGT 2030 strategic priority, were able to create and skill a capable force to support an inclusive growth path. Youth have historically and continue to be disproportionately affected by unemployment, and to assist these young people, especially those not in education institutions and those that not are employed, opportunities to access skills and development programs were provided across the province. During the financial year, a total of 32,251 welfare beneficiaries, what you will call your recoveries, those that are recovering from substance abuse services, the homeless, the youth in foster care, those that are actually exiting, the GPVF victim and child support grant recipients, social relief of distress grant recipients, HIV and AIDS patients, youth in our child and youth care centers, we're prioritizing all the skills development endeavors. In addition, Honorable House Chair, the Welfare to Work program has progressively upscaled and transitioned youth, persons with disabilities, women and their dependents who are on welfare into employment opportunities while also providing further education opportunities to them. Furthermore, all the youth development centers that are in our townships are able to be another channel that youth are able to access these services. In TTT strategic priority number 2 on improving living conditions and enhance health and well-being for vital of elimination of poverty and hunger in the GCR, a wide range of food security programs have been implemented by the department in an attempt to reach as many vulnerable people as possible. Poverty alleviation and sustainable livelihood program is a catalyst in ensuring the implementation of the sustainable livelihoods for the poor and the vulnerable, and also to create resilience and lessen dependence on the state. The department continues to provide nutritious food and cooked meals to all eligible beneficiaries. As I draw closer, House Chair, wish to thank the departmental officials, wish to thank the legislature for always holding us accountable, wish to thank all our beneficiaries and all the NPOs that have participated in ensuring that we make this provincial government and the department to be able to function in a proper and be able to deliver services to our people. Thank you, Nyabo.
Siyabonga Mbuyelase Nzima. Will the Secretary please read the next order?
Thank you, Deputy Chair of Chairs. Introduction of the annual report of the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs for the 2024-2025 financial year.
Honorable Mamabulo, please present the department's annual report.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Chair of Chairs. Let me take this opportunity to greet the entire leadership, the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, the Premier, all MSCs, honorable members of the House, the Chief Whip. Let me also greet the Chair of the Portfolio Committee, Honorable Kumado. Good morning to you, Chair. The vanguard of Cocta. It is with a deep sense of responsibility and commitment that I table before this House the 2024-2025 annual report of the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. This annual report is not simply an account of compliance, it is a mirror reflecting the work of the first year of the administration, a year that has marked both a renewal of mandate and a reaffirmation of purpose for our province. Honourable members, our journey began in a period of profound strain on local government. Municipalities remain the front line of service delivery, yet they have faced mounting financial instability, governance weaknesses, aging and failing infrastructure, slow economic growth, and the rising crisis of crime, corruption, and lawlessness. These challenges reached a turning point during the Gauteng Local Government Turnaround Summit held in Mohadi City. Through this summit, we created a platform for honest dialogue and joint problem-solving with municipalities, our traditional leaders, the national and provincial departments, and of course the trade union movement as they were invited. Together we identified critical impediments undermining service delivery, unsustainable municipal debt, poor revenue collection, unstable coalitions, deteriorating water and energy systems, and the exclusion of the township economy. In this context, the Seven Administration has been entrusted with an urgent and clear mandate to fix municipalities, restore governance integrity, and ensure that local government delivers meaningfully to the people of the province. I must also say that I'm very much pleased that COCTA continued to achieve clean audit, and I must commend the CFO sitting there with our head of human resources. Thanks to your leadership and that of the accounting officer for sustaining clean audits. I must say clean audits are not easy to sustain, but I'm very much pleased that COCTA has managed to sustain its clean audit. I must also say that we are committed to our task of strengthening governance and oversight, and of course we are very much pleased with the achievements that we have successfully achieved working together with the provincial treasury led by MSc Maile. And of course, some of the achievements include empowering municipal public accounts committees, MPACs, to differentiate between cases requiring forensic investigation and those manageable internally, significantly reducing the unauthorized, irregular, fruitless, and wasteful expenditure. Equipping MPACs to ensure that they focus on evidence-based approaches and make firm lawful recommendations to council to ensure consequence management. Guiding councils on implementing precisely the issues of consequence management without fear or favor. We are also pleased that through the operation Clean Audit, we convened the Provincial Coordinating Committee with Gauteng Treasury, with SALGA, the Auditor General, and professional bodies. This platform ensures municipalities prepare interim annual financial statements, improve the quality of their audits, and move towards sustainable financial management. The first audit preparation workshop held in August 2024 set the tone for a new culture of proactive compliance, an initiative we intend to institutionalize annually. Let me also say that beyond oversight, the department has supported viability assessments for Sedibeng, West Rand, Midvaal, and Fulani, Lesedi, Rand West, Mohali City, and Merafong. These assessments covered financial capacity, governance, infrastructure, socio-economic outlook, and service delivery options, thus laying the groundwork for tailored turnaround strategies. Our efforts to strengthen intergovernmental relations have also yielded positive results, and of course here we refer to our intergovernmental relations structures on energy, on water security, on law enforcement, and I'm very much pleased that the Premier has spoken quite extensively about our achievements in ensuring that we integrate our law enforcement operations and service delivery. We are very much pleased, honourable members, to present this annual budget, and we are very clear that local government remains the heartbeat of service delivery. Municipalities are the arena where trust in democracy is built. Our task is to rebuild that trust by delivering results. The 7th administration's first year set a foundation for smarter, stronger, and more resilient municipalities. But the journey ahead demands even greater agency, coordination, and innovation. Through collective efforts across the 3 spheres of government, the active participation of communities and the private sector's contribution, we can realize the vision of Gauteng that is livable, inclusive, and globally competitive. I hereby table the annual report and looking forward to the debate with the honourable members in the House. Thank you very much.
Thank you, MEC. Will the Secretary, we are now going back to order number 8. MEC Porter is now available online, so we'll ask the Secretary to read the 8th order.
Thank you, Deputy Chair of Chairs. Introduction of the annual report of the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development and Environment for the 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Honorable Ramokgopa, please present the department's annual report.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Chair of Chairs, Honourable Premier, colleagues in the Executive Council, Honourable members of the Provincial Legislature and fellow residents of Gauteng. I greet you all. It is my great honour today to table the annual report of the Gauteng Department of Agriculture and Rural Development for the 2024-2025 financial year. This report is not just a statutory obligation. It reflects our collective journey, our challenges, our resilience, and our unwavering commitment to ending unemployment and hunger and growing Gauteng together. It is a story of how, even in the face of adversity, still we rise. The 2024-2025 financial year marked the first year of the 7th administration and a significant transition for our department. In the year under review, the formal separation of the Department of Environment from GDOD took place, giving rise to the Gauteng Department of Environment. This reconfiguration brought with it structural and budgetary shifts and put significant strain on our capacity, but it also presents an opportunity to sharpen our focus and deepen our impact. And despite these challenges, Honourable Deputy Chair of Chairs, we have achieved 76% of our annual performance plan targets. We achieved a 95% expenditure of our budget, which is just over R1 billion, and exceeded our revenue collection targets by 53%, largely driven by veterinary services and nature reserve fees. We also received an unqualified audit opinion, maintaining our position on the previous financial year. In the 2024-25 financial year, we remain committed to pursuing the following 5 objectives. Number 1, ending urban hunger. 2, supporting the creation of sustainable jobs in our province. 3, the commercialization of smallholder farmers. 4, clean governance underpinned by accountability and transparency. And number 5, ensuring the growth and transformation of the agricultural sector and the related agri-food value chains. And in that vein, we have supported nearly 10,000 subsistence producers, over 6,000 of whom were women. We established 25 abattoirs in townships and informal settlements, capacitated farmers with refrigerated trucks, implements and production inputs, and commercialized 13 smallholder farmers. We also made significant strides in research and innovation, which is the backbone of agricultural productivity. 12 research projects were completed and 86 biotechnology students were funded. Our veterinary services issued over 18,000 export certificates, facilitating trade worth approximately R5 billion. These are not just numbers, honourable members, they are lives changed, communities empowered and futures secured. But we must also be honest about the challenges we have faced. Budget reprioritization impacted some of our ability to deliver on our targets. Climate change and drought conditions affected agricultural productivity. Municipality constraints affected waste and air quality management. And food security remains a crisis, where 65% of households in Gauteng cannot afford a basic basket of nutritious food. We also had instances of incurring irregular expenditure due to the farmyard case, which has been well reported and is currently under SIU investigation and soon to be finalized. We are taking decisive action to address such matters going forward and remain committed to achieving a clean audit in the next financial year. These are sobering realities, but they are not insurmountable, because when we are tested, we do not retreat, we rise. Looking ahead, we are building on the momentum of the successful Agro-Processing Convention and Expo, which has already begun unlocking the R1.5 billion investment pipeline we envisioned. Our focus now shifts to implementation, rolling out township agro-processing hubs, expanding markets, and deepening transformation across our 5 priority value chains. And let me remind you of what those are. It is the red meat, poultry, grains, horticulture, and piggery. We are scaling up support for smallholder farmers and agropreneurs through our recently launched 100 million rand blended financing facility, as well as continuing to drive infrastructure development and market access facilitation. And our commitment to food security remains unwavering, with plans to expand urban gardens, support more school and community gardens, and strengthen our partnership with the Gauteng Department of Education, Health, and with various local municipalities. And we are also intensifying our efforts in the rural development area with targeted interventions in Sedibeng, West Rand, and other rural nodes. This report is not just about what we have done. It is about who we are becoming. We are becoming a province that feeds itself, that heals its land, that empowers and employs its people. We are becoming a government that listens, a government that learns, and that leads with integrity. We are becoming a society that refuses to accept inequality and hunger as inevitable. So in closing, Honourable Deputy Chair of Chairs, I wish to thank our acting head of department, our senior managers, and every official who has served with dedication and integrity. I thank our partners in civil society, academia, and the private sector. And most importantly, I thank the people of Gauteng for holding us accountable, for walking with us, and for believing in the power of public service. With these few remarks, I hereby table the annual report of the Gauteng Department of Agriculture and Rural Development for the financial year ending March 2025. I thank you.
Thank you, Honourable MEC. Honourable Porter, please present the department's annual report.
Deputy Chair of Chairs, Honourable Premier, colleagues in the Executive Council, Honourable Members of the House, the HOD and management of the Gauteng Department of Environment, the Chair of the Portfolio Committee, Honourable Mulder, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to pass on my condolences to the acting HOD and the Satege family on the passing of his mother last week. On this occasion of tabling the annual report of the Gauteng Department of Environment, I'm honoured to take this opportunity to share with the House the key highlights of our performance during the 2024-2025 financial year. The year under review marked the first year of the 7th administration and served in many respects as a transitional period between the previous administration and one now, the new one. Through the vision of a resilient Gauteng that protects and manages its environment and natural assets to ensure sustainability, the Gauteng Department of Environment implemented several key strategies. These included ensuring sustainable land use management, enhancing energy and water security, promoting equitable access to qualifying living environments, and proactively confronting climate change through improved management, mitigation, and adaptation measures. Deputy Chair of Chair, while significant progress has been made, the department faces several challenges during the 2024-2025 financial year. We continue to experience constraints in the protection of strategic water resources, prompting our commitment to improve wetland rehabilitation, river health, groundwater monitoring, and related interventions. Pollution and waste management remain key concerns as Gauteng continues to face severe pressure on available landfill space. Most municipal landfills in the province are projected to have less than 5 years of airspace remaining, and operating and decommissioning these facilities in compliance with licensing conditions remains a challenge. Air quality compliance in the National Ambient Air Quality Standards also remains a priority, while balancing the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions against the nation's ongoing energy security crisis has required careful navigation. According to the 2020 National GHG Emissions Inventory Report, the emissions excluding forestry and other land use decreased by 5.9% between 2017 and 2020, a trend we aim to accelerate responsibly. Additionally, the safety of our environmental management inspectors remains a concern. During fieldwork, EMIs were exposed to potential attacks by criminal elements at certain waste disposals and landfill sites. The department also faced challenges in providing adequate personal protective equipment, which is essential for EMIs to carry out their functions effectively and safely. Biodiversity continued to be threatened by competing land uses across multiple scales, yet our commitment to protecting Gauteng's critical biodiversity patches remains steadfast. From a human resources perspective, the 2024-2025 financial year was especially demanding. Following the split into two separate departments, the Gauteng Department of Environment now operates as a standalone entity, and we are still finalizing our organizational structures. As an interim measure, we are sharing administrative services with the former combined Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. Despite these challenges, the department achieved significant milestones during the year under review. Through the expanded public works program, thousands of work opportunities and full-time equivalents were created through environmental programs funded via equitable share allocations and EPWP incentive grants. In total, we created 5,243 work opportunities and 2,534 full-time equivalents, benefiting 3,991 women, 1,252 men, 2,419 youth, and 2 people with disabilities. The department also recruited 6,000 EPWP Green Army participants for the Bontle Kebuto BKB Clean and Green program, which initially ran from 1 July 2023 to 31 May 2024 and was subsequently extended for 6 months until 30 November 2024. Through the BKB River Cleanup Initiative, we successfully removed 1,762 tons of waste, significantly exceeding our target of 1,000 tons, from areas including Emfuleni, Sebokeng, Rietsspruit, Lesedi, Blesbokspruit, and the city of Ekurhuleni, Karlspruit. On compliance and enforcement, 89 administrative enforcement actions were taken from non-compliance and contraventions of the National Environmental Management Act and the specific Environmental Management Acts. Further, 19 game rangers and departmental nature reserves underwent compliance and enforcement training to strengthen our law enforcement capabilities and protect our biological and physical assets. In terms of our environmental authorizations, 92% were issued within 107 days, with 45% finalized within 30 working days, contributing significantly to improving the ease of doing business in the province. We also developed the Net Zero Guideline for key economic sectors, including transport, waste, mining, manufacturing, agriculture, and the built environment, to promote a balance between greenhouse gas emissions produced and removed from the atmosphere. Our efforts to improve air quality included the issuing of 107 atmospheric emissions licenses, achieving 100% compliance with legislated timeframes. 8 annual AEL compliance reports were also produced for all municipal-owned facilities, with findings used to direct enforcement actions. In waste management, all waste license applications received were finalized within legislated timeframes. A total of 1,196 waste certificates were issued via Gauteng Waste Information Systems, exceeding our annual target of 800. Additionally, 60 healthcare waste applications were approved, surpassing the target of 50, thereby improving compliance in healthcare facilities. A further 118 facilities were registered under the norms and standards, strengthening compliance and enhancing recycling capacity across the province. Our climate change interventions included finalizing the 2025 Gauteng Province Environment Outlook Report, approved by the Accounting Officer in February 2025. Through our partnership with Food and Trees for Africa, we conducted climate change awareness workshops at 30 schools located in Tish areas across Gauteng's 5 corridors. A total of 1,159 individuals participated, including 40 educators and 1,119 learners. Under biodiversity, we advanced the biodiversity economic program by developing policies for the donation of game and wildlife products and sustainable natural resource use. A steering committee has been established to oversee applications for biodiversity-related activities such as game donation approvals, ensuring transparent and efficient governance. The department achieved 72% of its annual performance plan targets for 2024-2025, successfully delivering on 34 out of the 47 planned targets. Of the 13 targets not achieved, 7 were within administration and 6 within environmental affairs. Financially, the department achieved 95% expenditure of its allocated budget, amounting to 1.106 billion rand. While this represents a slight decline from the previous year's 98% expenditure, it reflects effective fiscal discipline given the budgetary pressures we faced. Program 3 Environmental Affairs recorded expenditure of 363 million rand, representing 99% of its adjusted budget. Underspending in Programs 1 and 2 were largely due to unfilled vacancies, deferred beneficiation and transfers, and delayed capital projects, including equipment and infrastructure procurement. These committed funds will form part of the department's rollover request for the next financial year. The department received an unqualified audit with findings. While we welcome this outcome, we recognize the need to strengthen compliance with key legislation and improve supply payment timelines. Notably, 53% of our invoices were settled within 10 days and 81% within 30 days, but challenges included the late submission by end users and cash flow constraints arising from the payments of stipends for the 6,000 EPWP workers from the goods and services budget. Material findings were also raised regarding biodiversity performance reporting and land rehabilitation data. These discrepancies have since been corrected in the annual report, and the department has strengthened its internal review process to ensure accurate, complete and reliable reporting in future cycles. Deputy Chair of Chairs, despite the challenges outlined in this report, the Gauteng Department of Environment remains committed to protecting and managing our province's natural assets while working towards a sustainable and resilient future. We will continue striving to meet society's growing demands and deliver our vision of a resilient Gauteng that safeguards its environment for the current and future generations. I would like to thank the previous HOD, HOD Blake, and the former MEC, MEC Shala Peters. I therefore table the annual report of the Gauteng Department of Environment for the 2024-2025 financial year. I thank you.
Thank you, MEC Botham. Will the Secretary please read the next report?
Thank you, Deputy Chair of Chairs. Introduction of the annual report of the Department of Human Settlement, including entities for the 2024-2025 financial year. Gauteng Partnership Fund annual report for the 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Honorable Mutara, please present the department's annual report.
Thank you, Deputy Chair of Chairs. Honourable Speaker in absentia, Deputy Speaker, Chief Whip, members of the Legislature, my colleagues in the Executive Council, it is my privilege to present and table before this House the 2024-25 annual reports of the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements and its entity, the Gauteng Partnership Fund. These documents are more than statutory obligations. They represent our progress, our challenges, and our continued journey of transformation in the Gauteng city region. At the heart of our work is a simple but profound goal: to restore dignity to our people by ensuring access to decent housing, secure tenure, and sustainable communities. The reports I table today show how, even under fiscal pressure and systemic constraints, this department and its entity have worked tirelessly to bring this vision closer to reality. The year under review was an important one. It marked the final year of the 2020-2025 strategic planning cycle, as well as the first reporting year under the 7th administration. This dual transition demanded both reflection and acceleration, reflection on what we had achieved in the past 5 years, and acceleration to ensure that we enter the new cycle with momentum. Despite fiscal constraints, the department made tangible strides. We maintained an unqualified audit opinion, resolved 74% of previously reported audit findings, and ensured that 100% of supply invoices were paid within 30 days. These governance and compliance achievements are not abstract. They speak to a department that is serious about accountability, clean administration, and value for money. On housing delivery, the department exceeded expectations. Against a target of 5,914 breaking new ground houses, we delivered 7,237 units. On service sites, the plan was for 233, yet we delivered 474 sites. These results reflect not only efficient management, but also a clear responsiveness to the needs of our communities. Through the upgrading of informal settlements program, 9 informal settlements were provided with interim municipal engineering services, while 518 households were relocated into mega projects, more than double our annual target. For the families who moved from informal dwellings into structured communities, this achievement represents hope, dignity, and stability. On tenure security, we registered 6,244 title deeds out of a planned 10,316. That is a performance rate of 61%. Although it falls short of the target, it is important to acknowledge that this outcome reflects systemic challenges, including municipal sign-offs, caveats, and outstanding proclamations, rather than lack of commitment. Each title deed issued represents a household that now has the security of ownership, the ability to leverage property for economic inclusion, and the comfort of knowing the investment in a home is protected. The department also made advances in the hostel redevelopment program. Major repairs were carried out at Denver, Jeppe, George Goch, Marion Roberts, and MBA hostels, while the procurement for the LTA hostel is underway. Routine maintenance and environmental upkeep continued across 6 inner-city hostels, alongside planning for alternative energy solutions and bulk infrastructure upgrades. These interventions speak to our commitment to transforming hostels into dignified living environments. Honourable members, the scale of our task remains immense. The housing backlog stands at approximately 750,000 approved beneficiaries awaiting allocation. This is not just a statistic. It is a reflection of families still waiting for the promise of democracy to reach their doorstep. This backlog is compounded by rapid migration and urbanization into Gauteng, which adds thousands of new households to our population every year. At the same time, the scarcity of well-located serviced land continues to limit delivery. Title deed delays, disputes with municipalities over utilities, and the weight of legacy projects remains a challenge that we must overcome. The lesson is unmistakable. Government cannot do this work alone. If we are to succeed in delivering housing and building inclusive settlements at scale, we need partnerships. Partnerships with municipalities, with financiers, with developers, and above all, with communities themselves. On the Gauteng Partnership Fund, honourable members, this is precisely where the Gauteng Partnership Fund has proven its value. The GPF has consistently shown that by leveraging partnerships, innovation, and financial discipline, we can multiply our impact. In 2024-25, the GPF delivered beyond expectation. Through mega projects, it facilitated 2,884 service stands and 1,637 top structures. It achieved its target for rental housing, completing 299 units against a target of 298. It exceeded its student accommodation target, delivering 422 student beds against a target of 366. It directed 69.5% of its capital project expenditure to SMMEs and enterprises owned by women, youth, and persons with disabilities, exceeding the national transformation benchmark and proving that delivery can go hand in hand with empowerment. As an implementing agent, the GPF has assumed greater responsibilities. Under the Rapid Land Release Programme, it oversaw the completion of 1,670 service sites, the registration of 947 title deeds, and the identification of more than 9,900 potential beneficiaries. In the Upgrading of Informal Settlements Programme, it disbursed 37 million rand for alternative sanitation projects, resulting in 607 top structures completed as part of informal settlement upgrades. Financially, the GPF has demonstrated excellent discipline. With an adjusted budget of 98 million rand, it achieved a 96% expenditure rate, maintained a cost-to-income ratio of 41%, and secured a clean audit and unqualified outcome with no findings. Looking to the future, the GPF is pioneering new models of delivery. It is preparing to pilot end-user financing for service stands in partnership with the South African Home Loans, unlocking pathways to ownership for families who may otherwise remain dependent on the state. It is also scaling township-based development under the Kasi for Real program, ensuring that housing delivery stimulates township economies and fosters inclusive growth. Honourable members, the significance of these achievements cannot be fully understood in isolation. They must be seen in the broader context of our provincial and national priorities. Housing is not merely about shelter. It is about human dignity, social justice, and economic inclusion. When a family receives a title deed, they acquire not just property, but a stake in the economy. When we service a stand or build a unit, we are not just constructing infrastructure, we are building hope, safety, and opportunity. These annual reports also reflect our commitment to the principles enshrined in the Freedom Charter, which proclaimed, and I quote, that there shall be houses, security, and comfort, close quote. In our time, this vision is given life through programs like Rapid Land Release Programme, mega projects, and hostel redevelopment. As we enter a new planning cycle under the Medium-Term Development Plan 2024-29 and Growing Gauteng Together 2030, we do so with clarity of purpose. Our focus will remain on integrated human settlements, spatial transformation, and inclusive growth. We will continue to resolve title deed disputes, unlock priority development areas, and accelerate the redevelopment of townships, informal settlements, and hostels. In conclusion, the reports I tabled today tell a story of progress against all odds, resilience in the face of constraints, and determination to do more with less. They show that we have delivered more houses, more service stands, and more title deeds, and more hostel upgrades. They also show how the Gauteng Partnership Fund is evolving into a catalyst for financing, partnerships, and transformation. But above all, these reports remind us that behind every statistic lies a family, a young student, or a community whose life has changed. As we build the Gauteng City region of the future, we are guided by one vision, a province where dignity is restored, communities thrive, and no family is left behind. I now formally table the 2024-25 annual reports of the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements and the Gauteng Partnership Fund before this House for consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, MEC Mutara. I need to remind members at this stage, before we received the last presentation of the annual report, that the members must stay after the meeting is officially adjourned for the presentation by the Financial and Fiscal Commission. So we will do the normal stuff of us leaving and the maize being removed. Then after, we will then continue with the presentation. I will now ask the Secretary to read the next order, which is the last one.
Thank you, Deputy Chair of Chairs. Introduction of the annual report of the Department of Health, including entity for the 2024-2025 financial year. Gauteng Medical Supply Depot annual report for the 2024-2025 financial year. Thank you.
Honorable MEC Nkomorale Huku, please present the department's annual report.
Thank you, Honorable Chair of Deputy Chair of Committees. Let me greet Madam Speaker and Deputy Speaker, Honorable Premier, Chief Whip, members of the Executive Council, members of this House, residents of Gauteng, ladies and gentlemen. Today I rise with gratitude at the opportunity to present the 2024-25 annual performance report of the Gauteng Department of Health. This report, while not overlooking challenges that confront the public health system, it clearly showcases our unwavering commitment to strengthening the healthcare system, expanding access to services, and improving the quality of care. We continue to make significant strides in primary healthcare, modernizing diagnostic and treatment technologies, upgrading critical infrastructure, and laying a solid foundation for the national health insurance. An addition of 16 mobile clinics to district health services has enabled the department to reach more underserved communities through townships, informal settlements, and hostels through the outreach programs and corner-to-corner campaign. Our Double Up Meds program has benefited 1.3 million chronic patients who now collect their prepacked medication at a convenient pickup point. Speaker, Honorable Deputy Chair of Committees, the continued rollout of I Serve with a Smile campaign across facilities is entrenching a culture of empathy and professionalism among healthcare workers. This has contributed to the department achieving a 96% client compliant resolution rate. We have also strengthened mental health care services with new facilities and launched the first of its kind mental health museum at Vescopis Hospital to raise awareness and reduce the stigma. We have made notable progress in the public health outcomes, including a drop in the HIV positivity rates among 15 to 24-year-olds and a significant reduction in TB deaths and child mortality rates. Digital health achievements continue to be at the heart of efforts to modernize our healthcare system. Over 800,000 records have been successfully digitized at Chris Hani Baragwanath Academic Hospital, representing more than 42 million pages. The integrated patient's queue management system is reducing waiting times, while the digital fingerprint is improving efficiency in forensic pathology services. We have upgraded infrastructure across the province, completing major refurbishments at several hospitals and opening new facilities, especially clinics. Diagnostic capabilities have been expanded with MRI and CT scanners, CAT labs, and advanced digital X-ray machines. Despite fiscal pressures, we have achieved better financial performance, collecting 96% of the targeted revenue, reducing the irregular expenditure by 1.1 billion, and medical legal liabilities have decreased from 11 billion to 6.6 billion. Honorable members, Gauteng stands ready to lead the implementation of national health insurance, and we have laid a strong foundation built on innovation, infrastructure investment, and patient-centered care. Together, we will continue to build a more responsive, a resilient, and inclusive healthcare system that truly serves the people of Gauteng. I extend my deepest gratitude to the HOD Lisibal Malotane and the entire healthcare team, including our partners and the communities that have been working with us. Your dedication forms the backbone of our healthcare system. Thank you, Deputy Chair of Committees.
Thank you very much, MEC. That concludes the business of the day. The next sitting will be on the 9th of September, 10 o'clock. Thank you.